to hit record. Oh, I guess we're recording. Usually there's like a saying that tells you you're recording, but
I think it said it already while you're getting slippers.
yeah. Okay. So thank you guys for coming to the pitch competition. Very, 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 very excited for everyone to be here and for you guys to hear what our students have been working on for the past 5 weeks. So let's just get into it because we have a lot of students and these judges taking time out of their very, very busy day. So the agenda is very, very straightforward, right? We're just gonna go through some intros. We're gonna introduce the judges really quickly, and then we're gonna do the presentations, and we have some prizes. So first place is gonna win $300, second place $200, and third place $100. Special thanks to Pam for her donation. And rules. So let's try to keep the pitches around 3 minutes. If it's more than 3 minutes, like around 4 minutes, I'm probably gonna have to cut you guys off. And then we'll have 3 to 5 minutes for Q&A. And yeah, does that all make sense? Cool. All right, Simon, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly? Yeah.
Yeah, happy to. So I'm Simon. I work at Entrepreneur First, which we quickly touched on. But so what is Entrepreneur First? We help people build companies, and so the way we do that is by running cohorts. So once or twice a year. We started 12 years ago in London. Now we're also in Paris and Bangalore, and now in the US. And so people join the cohorts before they have a team, before they have a company, in many cases before they have any idea what they want to work on. They join the program, find a co-founder, build a company, and then we invest or not in their company. And so, this is something you could be excited about. Feel free to reach out. This is our third cohort in the US. Our first one was last October in New York. And then we started our second one last June, so like last month in SF. And so things are going really well. And the exciting companies are starting to come out of our US program. So I'm looking forward to our next one.
Oh yeah, entrepreneurship first is really, really cool. So yeah, if you guys are like looking to start a company, they give you like a lot of resources. They match you with the co-founder, give you funding. Chetan, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly as well?
Sure. Hopefully, my mic is working now. So I'm
It is.
Chin. I'm the currently global lead of AI at TikTok. So lead a pretty large organization working on a ton of different, generative AI, ad creation, ad understanding, ad targeting, content creation type AI at TikTok. Before this, I used to be at Discord, and before that, I used to run my own startup for quite a long time. Built it from 0 to 1. Work in the defense sector. Have always been working on the AI side. So yeah, excited to hear kind of what everyone's working on.
Cool. And Niru, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everyone, and thank you, Jeff. So my name is Neeru Aniseti. I am the co-founder of Atronus.ai, which is an AI platform in order to take the physical assets that any of the merchants have and then transform them into online listings. So we're helping the small businesses right now. And before this, I was at American Express, and that's where I had a sense of judging the hackathons at American Express and at Intuit. So before that, I was at Intuit, Yahoo, and a few other companies. You might not probably heard about Yahoo, so I was part of Yahoo. Those were olden days. And I think primarily my role in most of these companies have been managing the data platform and making sure the company and the customers get the data that they seek for. So that has been my forte. And I'm glad to be part of this big hackathon that we are going to have today.
Yeah, I'm very glad everyone can make it. And we have some guests dropping in as well. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Evan. Hi, Ace Next Gen.
You know what? I'm having a little hard time hearing Niru. So I think you'll either have to turn up your microphone. I don't know if the students are as well. Okay.
yes, I will try. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have 8 projects today. This is the order of what we're gonna do. Michael, do you want to kick things off? And Alex, be ready.
Yeah, sure. Just introduce myself.
Oh, no, like start presenting.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay.
Wait, Jeff, do you want me to keep time?
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll keep time
Like,
for you.
okay. Like, should I let him know if like 3 minutes is up?
No, you just text me.
We'll let you know when it's like 2 minutes, so you'll know you have a minute
Oh,
left.
text you. Okay.
Okay, okay, MJ?
Sounds good.
You can say your name, please.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. I'll get started. Oh. Okay. Hello, my name is MJ, and I present to you LearnLake. We help college students form study groups and create a course community. But why? A big part of why is who I am. I'm a 20-year-old sophomore college student, and through my first year alone, I've witnessed the ups and downs of meeting people and just striving for a community within your course. Our users, college students, go through so many changes semester to semester. New classmates, the classes change, tests and homework, they just vary so much. It feels like, can anything be consistent in this space? And really, that's what we want to provide students, a community, a platform that they can hold on to throughout their years. And we're providing a solution right now, actually. I have set up a study community on Discord just to start interacting with students now, just receive their feedback. What are the pain points of trying to meet people in college? We provide a study group finder and they chat about their courses. There's a sense of community. And people have been looking for this for a while. They make group chats on GroupMe, on Instagram, just trying to reach out for any sort of sense of wholeness, but no longer. We would just like that to be LearnLake. And this is what the Discord looks like right now. This is me posting my thread about making this first study group, and it's been great. Been talking to them, and this is all before the school year has even started. And we are proudly at 150 plus members, and I'm so excited to see how that grows. But really, the dream solution is one day I see LearnLake becoming its own platform where you can host and join study groups, create forums where every student has a profile with commendations from others and their achievements, and much more as we identify the problems. Here's a simple mock-up, just the layouting of what that would look like, updates on what people are talking about, a course community, and a study group finder. Course community would look something like this. You can talk casually, or you can talk in forums more structured about a specific exam or homework. And more importantly, in the first version of this, I want to implement the study group finder where you can say, let's meet here, this many people, and talk about so-and-so. This is the dream. I want to be able to say that if business has Slack and gaming has Discord, then college students will have LearnLake. Possible revenue streams include ads on the web app, having a university setup fees to make sure we get the right courses in order, and a sort of study session program where we can collaborate with cafes, have a discount so they can partner and show up there. But most interestingly, I asked why these people in the Discord server have joined LearnLake. Why have 150 students joined? One, it was to meet people. Two, they wanted to form study groups. And three, I really like this one, their friends invited them. And four, they're looking for helpful resources. College in of itself is a stressful and pressuring endeavor, but that has been made so much simpler with the circles I've been lucky to find throughout my time here. I don't want luck to play a role in that. I want it to be easy and accessible for everyone. And that's what I think LearnLake can provide. Thank you very much.
Well, judges, you guys can just do your thing.
Oh yeah. So I have the first question here. So I have a bit of experience in this space since I used to kind of work at Discord, and of course work at an extremely large social media company today as well. How are you working on getting students to join this group? Like, how are you working on expanding these groups? What's your distribution strategy?
Good question. Definitely right now, as we're staying remote, throughout the summer, it can be a bit difficult. But right now, I've been lucky to reach out to my academic advisor who oversees a lot of CS kids. I'm like, hey, can you post this on your website? And can I post on our forum? And that's where I've gotten a majority of our users. Second is through social media. Posting on Snap seem to get a lot of other majors within it. But as the school year comes along, I'm excited to make flyers, post them with permission and things like that. But I believe word of mouth will be a big player as well. But we're definitely going to take those efforts actively to spread the word.
Got it. And I know, as platforms like this grow, a large problem and concern, whether it's Piazza or Facebook, which are, I would think as like kind of in the same space as this, right? The main competitors, moderation is actually the hardest problem that people don't think about. How do you plan to moderate this said platform?
Yeah, that's a big thing to think about, especially if we go cross university. In a university is difficult in itself, different majors, but that's really where we'll have the sort of reach out and personalizing university to university. That's why I sort of mentioned before that it's important that we get it down right as we set up these separate courses and make sure it's managed. An idea was that we work with professors to make sure that hey, if we have this set up for your course, maybe your TAs can be the moderators for this. Well, of course, there's many different ways to go around this, but definitely having people locally within the college or the course to oversee it is definitely a part of the plan.
Got it. And then the last question slash comment that I have is user acquisition in this space is relatively difficult. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of boots on the ground, a lot of things that you have to do. Your cost per user probably actually is a little bit higher than if you acquired people in like high school or younger at the college age. The question that I have is essentially, you're spending all this money or time or effort on user acquisition as you go, but then as soon as someone leaves the university, they no longer have a need for this and exit the platform. What's your retention strategy so that you continue to engage these users even after they don't have a need for kind of like the initial study group phase, and not waste kind of like the user acquisition effort that you're putting in?
Yeah, that's a big part of the planning because at least I've found and observed within friend groups that, hey, when you find this circle, sometimes you don't need to post semester and semester or even weekly as you get tests. And I think that's where a big part of different functionalities like forums, people will always need that. I've been through CS courses, the times, especially near deadlines, that those pop off and stay active, that will always be there. So through forums and just having these events that we can host. I mean, I even thought recently, I'm very excited to do this, help some freshmen in CS, just tell them like, what was my experience during my first year? Just having these other outlets of not just meeting people, but being able to collaborate with the course community as a whole. I think that's where the strength of LearnLake really lies when we talk about continuing this helpful resource.
MJ, I think you answered all of the questions that I had. Very quickly, I think you mentioned about why, right? Why you started this company. So if you had those goals, do you think at this point with this 150 member group that you have that you covered all of the goals or you addressed all of the pain points that you've noticed? Or what is your next step?
That's a great question. I definitely think this is a good step towards relieving my pains or the pains that I've seen or witnessed throughout my time in college, but I don't think we're there yet. I mean, it's hard to say before the school year has even started, but I believe the foundation is laid for the ideas and the ways we could implement that could get these students together, could make it so much easier than it was for me. Because I remember, and I have friends who really stress. I mean, break down, sometimes cry about these kind of problems that they have. Like, it's so hard when you're alone. But I think through LearnLake, just either finding the circles or people who are struggling the same way as you are, I think then we can really relieve these pain points. So I would say not there yet, but the foundation has been laid, and I'm very excited to see how that works out as this school year begins.
Great work, MJ. Thank you.
Thank you.
Simon, do you have like one question or anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just thought we were over time. I was just gonna say, so why does something like this not exist, or why hasn't like a successful version of this been built before?
That's a great question. And I was thinking about it because I believe I talked about with someone before, and really it's been just that we've had okay solutions to it. I mean, yeah, you could make those Instagram groups and the group me's, and those satisfy partly the problem. But what the real issue at hand is, there's no whole for the course community. When you make these group chats, you really capture a subset. So that's less help, that's less people impacted. But I believe LearnLake will sort of consolidate or at least centralize that effort. And while those group chats may help in the small scale, I believe LearnLake can even push that effort forward. So why hasn't it been done before? Because we've had a solution we could lean on for a bit. That was all right. But I believe LearnLake can be more than that.
Cool. Alex, you're next. Thank you, MJ.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Nice job.
This works. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Alex, founder of Courting, a social media platform that connects aspiring music producers and artists by matching them. First, to introduce the team, I went to school at Cornell for chemical engineering with a minor in business, so I have more of a technical background. 22 years old, and I've made music for 7 years now, but I never once thought of making it a career because I thought it would be a lot of work and luck that goes into it. And that's what really inspired me to build this company and set it off as an idea to help other artists like me take the first step. We also got Ryan on the team. He couldn't make it to this meeting today, but he has more experience. He's 17, but he has more experience in the music industry, and he's brought a lot of valuable insight to the team. So here's the problem. Aspiring music producers find it very difficult to find artists to work with and vice versa. So they can't really build their career and start making money. So imagine a student who goes to college full time, but really wants to pursue something musically, like it's their dream, and they want to make money doing it. He has the time to make music as a hobby for fun, but he does not have time for the dozens of hours reaching out to people, networking, and marketing just to build his career when he also has a career that he's working towards in college for. So we can really help him achieve his dream of working as a producer or as an artist and getting his music out there. And here's how we do it. By making music networking easy, we'll build a social media platform where we match producers with artists, sort of a Tinder for music, and make the app a one-stop shop for all things music career related. And our key differentiators are we're gonna have a advanced matching system where, because making music is all about like the magic of the moment where two artists come together and create something beautiful, but it's very difficult to continuously capture that magic when all you're doing all day is well, for the artist at least, is scrolling through different choices on what beats they can rap or sing over. So we make it easy by bringing the artist the best choice. The app will be simple and easy to use. We found that it's very difficult to find out the exact music and personality of an artist without moving between like 5 different apps. And even among the founders, when I first met Ryan, I had to re-download TikTok again just to check out his music because I mainly use SoundCloud. And finally, we'll help facilitate the transaction. We found third-party money transfer options like PayPal, a major pain point for a lot of our users. And how we're going to make money, we'll have a premium subscription service priced at $12 a month. This price is competitive with other premium service of similar companies currently in market right now, such as SoundCloud and an app called BeatStars. And we'll also charge a 5% transaction fee for every transaction happening on our site. A look at the market, there's a really large total market that we can capture, and we seek to maybe discover around 80 million of it And also with a 20% growth rate, annual growth rate, there's a large customer base and high potential growth for this company. And looking forward, we're aiming for some sort of beta or early release of our product by the end of the year. And we'd be really thankful for any advice the judges have for us today, and especially on the technical side. And the $300 prize money would help us immensely too. So don't forget to vote for, I guess, me, but us, and help us make the careers of future generations of music artists. And thank you for listening. Any questions?
I can go first. Alex, I think very well done, very succinct and very, very good presentation. And I can definitely see the problem that you were facing in order to really address that head on. A quick question on, you mentioned about two competitions, right? Beat Smart, something else.
Yeah.
So how would you manage to really disrupt that market, that competitive market? Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the plan to beat the incumbents today?
So basically, the company you mentioned, BeatStart, they're like really niche in focusing on one subset of the users. They're focused on producers and helping them make money, and a lot of like their they're like, the platform is based on it's like really business focused. So there's like money on every page, and like it's like really transactional. And what we feel like we offer would be more of a community and sort of like building connections between artists as people, instead of just, oh yeah, you put your beat here and then you get money and stuff like that. And also in terms of the other competitors, there may be there are other competitors where it's more community driven, but there's no real business aspect to it. So we're kind of like meeting in the middle in that way, I guess.
That's great. Can you talk about the user base? I think you had a SOM and if I remember, TAM and a SOM. And then also when you say artists, what's the spectrum of artists that you have in your mind?
Well, currently to start, we would focus on like the music producer, which makes like the instrumentals for most of the songs, and an artist, either a rapper or a singer, who would sing on that song. That's our like primary goal for the first launch. But the future, we could probably expand that to all different types of musicians, DJs. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, and maybe I missed this in the beginning, but so no one in the team is technical?
No, that's what we're looking for. That's like the next step, to look for someone technical. But I've talked with a bunch of people who at least have a semblance of an idea of how a social media app is developed, and yeah, it seems like we do need to find someone technical. So.
And how many people are in the team right now?
Well, two.
Two, okay. And so what do you do compared to the other person in the team?
Well, we both like kind of do everything, to be honest. But I've been mainly focused on like doing the homeworks for this course, I guess, like building the MVP, reaching out to customers, building this pitch deck, and thinking about like the long-term plan for our company, stuff like that. And Ryan's been helpful in that too. So yeah,
that's good. Thanks.
that's good.
I have a few questions here. So if you could go back to kind of like the start of the deck really quickly. I think I have the same question, kind of what I had earlier. It's like, what's your distribution plan? Like, how do you plan to get people to join this platform? And with any two-sided social media marketplace, like there's always one side that's easier to onboard, right? Like if you think back to it, like, you said this is kind of like Tinder for music producers and artists. Like I'll use the same Tinder analogy. It's like Tinder in its early days, it's like it was 100 times more important to onboard girls onto the platform than guys, just because that was like the bottleneck. For you, which side is the bottleneck, and like how do you plan to address it?
Yeah, for sure, artist is the bottleneck on our end. And I'll have to think more about how we're addressing it, but we're probably like, aside from just reaching out to more artists and seeing what the artists want and trying to cater more towards them, because we've been really reaching out only to producers at this point. So that's definitely a good point, and we'll get on that.
Yeah, and then next question I have is, so if you could go like 1, 2 slides in, you mentioned like kind of monetization through like owning the payment side. Like this is actually really, really difficult. Like having some background in payment processing myself, like it's something I would really advise against, just because like payment processing will take a large amount of investment in order to like build a successful payment processor. But the question that I have around this is, what other ideas have you like explored for monetization past like the payment processing side?
Well, we would have a premium subscription where they would have different features that unlock if they pay $12 a month, I guess.
And what would those features be?
Like unlimited uploads, further customization of their profile. I think we would stray away from like I guess what Tinder does, where you put like, if you pay, you get your profile like shown more. I don't know if that's a thing actually, but I don't think we would do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and this also seems to be kind of the next question that I have is like similar to any of these two-sided social media, or yeah, social media marketplaces basically, or social media matching systems. One of the biggest problems actually is that like the top percentage of one side of the marketplace gets like all the attention of the other side. So like here I can imagine like if a really big artist joined the platform, all of the producers would only be reaching out to that artist. Like let's say like a Maroon 5 or someone joined the platform. It's like none of the other artists on the platform would be getting messages from producers, right? How do you kind of solve that problem of like that, the aggregation effect of most producers wanting to just work with the top artists?
That's a good question. I guess we would have safeguards against like too big of an artist, but then we'd have questions about like what a big artist is, and I guess it'd still like be like someone would only want to work with someone with like 100,000, or they have like more fans and more traction, I guess. But yeah, that's something to think about for sure.
Yeah, and the last question I have, hopefully we're not running too far over time here, is I kind of see the incentives here for producers to join, but there's not, like, if I'm a really big artist already, it seems like I can already reach out to any producer I want or collaborate with producers pretty easily through my label or things like that. How do you incentivize the artists to join, especially since they're the bottleneck to all of this working?
Yeah, for sure. That's something we'll figure out. That's something we'll need to figure out. That seems like the linchpin for this company succeeding, I guess. Sure. Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you. These are
For sure.
great questions.
Yeah, no, these questions are really great. Who's next? Zhangzu?
Next is Noga.
Share the screen. Can everybody see?
Mhm.
All right, awesome. I'll start my time now. So
A little louder, Noga.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah, a little better.
All right, sounds good. Let me know if at any point it's not
A little bit louder.
Okay. Is this a little bit clearer?
Make it as loud as you can.
Let me double test something.
It's fine with me. Is everyone having issues hearing Noga?
I can hear properly.
Okay. Yeah, Noga, you can just go then. Hello? I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Is this sounding any better?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. All right, then I'm just gonna screen share, but pause me at any point if it's not okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Youngzom. I'm the founder of Tas Talent, which is basically like Fiverr, but with college students. But before getting into that, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm currently a sophomore at Cornell University, helping out my parents with their small business over Shopify. And I have no idea what to major in, but that's okay because this summer I've been joining Speak Up, learning from really cool people, and realizing that my life goals are really surrounding creation and connecting people together. Now, going back a little bit to my time at Cornell, I became president of a web development club called Web Dev. And our Instagram DMs were constantly getting messages quite like this: Cornell alumni starting their own businesses or startups, actively looking for our very own web developers. Now, this was absolutely mind boggling to me, who knew that myself and so many of our peers were absolutely getting crushed in the internship market. So, how was it that these two groups were not getting connected? I started talking to people, whether it was my own friends or alumni that were in B2B sales, tech recruiting, as well as copywriting, and just asking anybody that I could how to solve this problem. And eventually, we came to a platform like this that's connecting companies and students for short term projects. And so I posted this company on LinkedIn. And next thing you know, the post got over 11,000 impressions. Let me repeat that again. Over 11,000 people got this on their feeds just for me looking for interest in students. And so, what this showed us was the demand and urgency for a world where every student can get real world experience while still in school, and every company, not just the big ones, can easily find talent for their student projects. And so we got the students like Alan, who, when asked where he sees himself in 5 to 10 years, wants to be in the production of building artificial organs. And there are many more students just like Alan that are interested in our program. And so when it comes to our business model, we are done with those sneaky outsourcing platform fees and instead ask for a simple $5 company verification fees, as well as an individual freelancing contract per project. If we win, we are using that money for LinkedIn Premium. It has been our #1 platform for generating leads and finding mentors for growing our platform, and we want to reach as many talented students as we can. Our ask is also, if you have any leads for companies that are trying to scale or grow, we are here with talented students that are eager and passionate to help you out. And so, really, I want you to join the revolution. I want to change the world when it comes to recruitment. No longer are students going to be begging big companies for their own work when they're the talented ones. And no longer are big companies going to be stealing that talent from companies that are only still growing. And so, thank you so much for hearing me out today. And let me know if you have any questions.
I guess I can start. So do you have any customers so far?
Yeah, so we've had a couple of leads. One of them was that B2B sales lady, actually. Her name is Lindsay, who was looking for someone to ghostwrite her articles and her LinkedIn posts. And so we're in the process of trying to find the right match for her. She's more in the financial AI sector. So it's been an interesting matter of finding students that are interested in that. Um, and another one is a guy named Jose who's building a survey building app, I believe. And he's looking for email management interns. So someone that can help out with Chipmunk email management and email marketing.
And so the first one would be a full-time position, and the second one was a full-time internship, right?
So what we're trying to do is kind of readjust the way that people think about just plain internships. What we're finding with customers like Jose and Lindsay is that their companies are not to a scale where they can bring someone in like an intern, teach them everything, only for them to leave in 2 months. And that's why they resort to platforms like Upwork or Fiverr to outsource their work. And so what we imagine these to be are more short-term projects that companies, if they do enjoy the students, can hire them again and again and eventually make them full-time.
Fair enough. And so I guess if it's successful with these people, then would they pay like the fee because you haven't installed that yet, and then you basically just like sorry, my point is so basically you take $5 if it's successful, right, in this case?
Right. So the $5 is to verify that the company is one, a legitimate person. We don't want our students having to deal with any like pesky clients. And
Yeah,
two, that they align with our values that are just as ambitious and driven about the world as our students are.
that's good. My intuition is $5 isn't enough. Should charge like way more. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Interesting. I'll keep that in mind.
That's great. Thanks, Simon. So Yang Zom, I think that was a great presentation, and I can definitely sense the energy that you have and the eagerness to really address the problem of connecting the students and the tasks. So great work, great presentation. I think you answered some of the questions that I had. A quick thing is about the problem, at least personally, that I have seen with the Upwork or Fiverr is the quality of the work and then the validation of the work. Given that you would be working with the students, what is the plan? Two-part question. What is the plan to really validate the quality? And the second one is, how would you plan to retain the students? Because if during the month of June, end of May, end of June, most of the students would have some sort of tests or exams or those things. So how would you manage the pipelines, the tasks that are coming to your platform?
Gotcha. Yeah, so when it comes to validating the quality of work, I definitely agree with you. A lot of the business owners that we were interviewing at first just kept talking about how, when you see a Fiverr profile, you can say you do X, Y, and Z, but if you can't communicate the project back to me, then I don't want to be hiring you. And that's honestly the number one issue that we found when it comes to these freelancing works is the miscommunication. And that's why if you saw up here, I made the students that applied actually use a video prospecting platform called Vidyard to screen record themselves drawing where they see themselves in 5 to 10 years to ensure that these are students that are client facing, good with communication, and can really be like face to face with a client and really understand their vision and bring that to the quality they need. And when it comes to retaining the students within those cycles, I think that's what's nice about this being a freelancing platform is that the timeline is it brings that agency back to the students, and we're able to work it on a flexible schedule that works both for the company's timeline and for our own.
Chase, we have room for one more question.
Yeah, I'll ask the same question I've asked every time. What's the distribution strategy? Like, how do you plan to onboard both companies and students to the platform?
Yeah, so right now we've been onboarding students. It started out with just my friends, but once that LinkedIn post went viral, we've gotten over 60 applications thus far, and we can see that continuing to grow as we create more cohorts of the platform itself. We think it's, you talked before about like the Tinder problem, and I think here it's most important for us to recruit our students base first before we head out to recruit companies as well. But when it does come to that, it's been a lot of just cold outreaches on LinkedIn that have turned kind of warm from referrals, either from the alumni that we have already contacted or those that we're about to contact. And so that's something that we're really hoping to use those $300 for with LinkedIn Premium.
Cool. Shauna, you're next.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Can you let me know if you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So the project that I've worked on is called 10-Minute English, which is teaching students ages 10 to 18 English in Bangladesh. So this is about me. My name is Shorna. I'm 19 years old. I'm majoring in chemical engineering at Cornell, and I do have a strong interest in business and finance. My 5-year goal is to graduate from college and have my startup running. The problem that I worked with is basically the lack of English proficiency in Bangladesh. So 20% of the global population speaks English, but only 12% of Bangladesh speaks English. So this lack of English proficiency prevents them from speaking with foreigners and interacting with them, and also makes them less confident about their abilities. I have personally experienced this when I opened my Facebook account and people were reaching out to me, but due to not knowing how to write or read English, they weren't able to communicate with me. So my target audience is, as I said, young children ages 10 to 18. The solution is to provide them an easy easy to follow curriculum that will help them learn English alongside Duolingo, and also offer personalized tutoring sessions that will be available upon request. So this is a sample curriculum that I've created, which is basically knowing when to use a versus and for beginners. And it's simple and short because it should only take 10 minutes. So my business model is to work with organizations interested in improving education. And I've reached out to one called Jago Foundation, and they were interested in helping their students learn English. This is an email that I've sent to them where I've told them that I wanted to help out and wanted to know more about their organization. They asked how would I like to help out, and I told them that I would help students learn English in Bangladesh, and I think it would be super useful for them as well. They agreed and said this opportunity would be great for their educational and career opportunities. So I've got in contact with them, and I'm currently speaking to them about how I can get involved quickly because there is this time difference between Bangladesh and New York time. So that's what I'm working on right now, how I can help them and the students in a timely fashion. So my key takeaways from this program is to not take things personally, try to provide value. And even if you're not sure about your idea, you just need to start. Thank you so much for listening.
That's great. That's great, Swarna. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, your empathy, I would say, with the Bangladeshi children. So I was just looking out for the Bangladesh population and then how many kids are under 15 years old. I did not know. I was just looking at those. But it's a pretty sizable market that you have for the children. The question that I have is, anytime when we create these type of educational software, the first thing is we need to learn about the governments who are providing this as a service to the population. Anything that you can, in about 1 minute that you can, or half a minute that you can share with us what you've learned?
Yeah, so when I was doing research on these organizations, so I found Jago organization. They do provide education, nutrition, and also resources to make sure these children are doing well, not just from an education perspective. So looking at that, and also other organizations, I have seen that there is a demand for education sponsorship, right? And I know English proficiency is highly valued in Bangladesh, and it may even help them land better paying jobs, more opportunities in general when they're able to communicate with foreigners abroad. I think it's a critical skill. So, and from Bangladesh perspective, I know their English proficiency rate is very low. So helping them learn English would greatly transform how the economy functions as well.
What's the literacy rate in Bangladesh today?
The literacy rate, I'm not sure, but I've only researched the English proficiency aspect of it. I haven't really looked at overall, so I'm not sure about.
Because usually the parents, I think if you have an educated parent, I think the children, at least there is a chance, high likelihood that they would become literate. So it's just
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you can go.
One last question is, I know that you talked about the monetization. Can you just maybe take 30 seconds and explain it one more time? How do you grow your business?
Yeah, so currently Jago is a non-profit organization, so I'm not really monetizing it right now. This is more of me to help out them learn English. And once I do plan on having a little app created for myself that I can use to monetize. There's Duolingo, but I think it's a little more advanced for people ages 10 to 18 in Bangladesh. So I want to create an app that just presents my very easy to follow 10-minute curriculum that's straight to the point, and also provide personalized tutoring sessions. Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
Oh, I can go next really quickly. So it seems like, right now you're kind of working with nonprofits to give it to as an educational resources for those who only know Bangladeshi and not English. How do you plan to kind of develop the rest of the curriculum? Because I know developing a really deep curriculum for how to learn a language actually is very difficult and requires a lot of resources, right? Kind of the example that you showed is of course one step, but really developing a strong curriculum for people to learn English is probably like a multi-year program, something like Rosetta Stone, right? How do you plan to kind of build this with the limited resources that you have?
Yeah, so I definitely think YouTube would be very beneficial in this aspect. I can look at like resources out online and use it to tailor my curriculum. And what I do plan is basically a big part of learning a language is speaking, right? So offering like personalized tutoring sessions, I think will help these students learn how to speak and understand like how to pronounce and this aspect, which I think will be tremendously valuable instead of just learning, I guess, just how to read and write, you know?
Yeah, but then how do you scale that up as you kind of increase the number of people that you're helping? Like, because customized tutoring sessions, I 100% agree, like immersion learning is the most important for like new language acquisition, but like there's only one of you, right? So it's like how would you kind of scale this while making sure you can still make this financially feasible?
Yeah. So sorry, the big thing right here would be the app that I'm thinking of creating that will present my sample curriculums there. And also I'm thinking about getting like my friends who are also like Bangladeshi involved into this. I've asked them if they were interested. They've also know like the problem with like English proficiency rates. So I think I can help, I can use their help in this regards.
Got it. And then what prevents like know you mentioned kind of Duolingo's a bit too advanced for these
Yeah.
students, but there's a lot of other English learning resources, right? Out there. Like I'm sure in Bangladeshi, like Rosetta Stone exists, but even much more junior, like I'm sure whatever curriculum the teachers have already for students to learn English in schools in Bangladesh, they already have like known textbooks, known ways to teach, right? Like language learning is like a really well studied and deep field. What kind of, will make your curriculum better than like just using the textbooks that teachers are using in schools today?
Yeah, so I've asked like these students that I know, like my relatives who are in high school and middle school, about how they're learning English in their schools. And to be honest, it's not really well emphasized. Like, yes, they're learning English, but even the teachers, I believe, aren't doing the best job at teaching them how to like really understand the language and be fluent in it. Because whenever I communicate with my relatives in Bangladesh in English, after I call them, they're like, I didn't understand what you wrote. So they just try to understand, like comprehend what it was, but they didn't understand. So coming from that, I think it's the curriculum that I'm providing is easy to follow, simple, and the personalized tutoring session I think is tremendously valuable. And again, just like speaking with someone who has been speaking this language and others as well would help them out.
Simon, we have time for one more question.
I mean, actually, I think Chitana asked the questions I was going to ask, like, how does this scale, and how does this compare to Duolingo, or like the, dozens of probably like solutions that exist out there. So, good.
Okay, sweet.
Thank you.
Adam, you're next.
All right, let me try to get the screen sharing up. So bear with me for one moment. All right, can everyone see this? Awesome. All right, fellow sharks, let me please introduce you to Subtracted Sugar, a healthier and lower sugar cookie that'll help you enjoy life without compromising your health. So we all know that desserts make life brighter. They make life more enjoyable. And we all like to enjoy a treat every once in a while. Think back to those really good cookies that you've had in your life, like the big Costco ones that you find in those clear plastic boxes, or the ones that your mom baked you after school. So, or the Oreos, of course. that you enjoy when you're at a friend's house. But then imagine this. You notice that recently you've been getting a bit thirsty really easily. And you've also had some chronic fatigue for some reason. So you finally get your blood work done with your doctor. And your test result shows that your A1C is at 7%. And you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So you wouldn't be alone in this experience. Just last year, about 1.2 million Americans got diagnosed with diabetes. And at this point, about 11.6% of Americans have diabetes, type 1 and type 2. And that's not the only health problem to worry about. Look at this chart here. Sugar is a risk factor for all of these problems. And they're all in very high incidence in America. And then take a look at some of these current big brand dessert options, which would be my competitors currently. All of these desserts are over 1/4 sugar, some of them as high as 1/2 sugar. That would mean like for every few bites that you take, for every 2 bites, it would be like you take 1 mouthful of sugar followed by 1 mouthful of everything else, which is absurd. And you'll notice that in your grocery store, you won't have an easy time of finding options that have lower sugar concentration than these. So we have this public health crisis that's exacerbated by sugar. And we also could take measures to take better care of ourselves. Yet we can't seem to find any desserts that we can enjoy without adding to the problem. So let me introduce myself a little bit. And this isn't how I look while I bake cookies, by the way, and so don't worry about that. But I graduated from Cornell Arts and Sciences with a bachelor's in economics. I'm currently involved in a couple different entrepreneurial pursuits, including subtracted sugar. And every once in a while, I like to take a step back and take a break from the hustle and bustle and just bake cookies. And in addition, I'm my own target consumer. You know, I came up with subtracted sugar because I experienced this very problem. Not, diabetes, but I struggle to find low sugar dessert options that satisfy my own palate. So our target customer is the people who want to be conscious of their health, who want to take care of themselves. For example, they need to watch their blood sugar, they need to lose some weight, but they also don't want to miss out on the joy of eating desserts. And it's fairly common sense that ordinary people want tasty desserts, but they'd rather not suffer the guilt of eating something unhealthy and harming themselves every time they enjoy a treat. So
Adam, you're at time. You have 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. So as a solution, I present these low sugar raisin oatmeal cookies. They're a healthier alternative, and they're just as tasty as affordable, made from all natural ingredients. And I want to highlight that most people are health conscious. And in a survey of 20 people, 75% said that they would prefer my cookies over the big brand high sugar options that they get. Business model is very simple. I make the cookies and I sell them. And these are the prices and the options that I have. 0 added sugar, low added sugar. And it's important that sugar is not our enemy. It's important that we consume some sugar for our health. But we can all afford to subtract some sugar from our diets. Thank you very much.
I know how, Jeff, you got those cookies, and I think everyone has those cookies going up. Great. Thank you, Adam. I think you definitely explained the problem very well. Sorry that you couldn't get to the solution part of it, but we understood the problem very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, good presentation. So I think this is probably on everyone's mind, and now you're really colliding head on with these behemoths in the industry, right? The incumbents with billion-dollar industry with sugar alternatives and sugar substitutes. So how do you plan to really manage the customer expectations about the health impact of those low or no sugar substitutes?
So do you mean how I help them manage, accepting this kind of a new flavor profile, this new mixture for the desserts?
Yes. So yeah, everyone who is putting something in their mouths, they want to really know. Especially when you say low sugar or sugar substitutes, then they want to know what's in there, and then whether there are studies made for that substitute.
Yeah. So as I said, our ingredients are all natural. Most of them are organic, and that's going to be clearly indicated in our marketing. And you know, the survey results show, especially from the people who've already had a decent number of the cookies that I make, they enjoy the flavor profile. Of course, with the lower amount of sugar and lacking any sorts of artificial sweeteners or sugar alcohols and the like, it's not going to be as overly sweet as a lot of the dessert options out there. But it's going to have a more interesting flavor profile with vanilla, cinnamon, and so on that gets highlighted or is allowed to stand out because of the lower amount of sweetness in it. And as for competing against the big industries or the billion-dollar companies that already sell their cookies in this industry, I think that there's room in this market still for these low sugar options because plenty of people that I've spoken with say that they look for the lower sugar options, but they also say that they struggle to find them or find ones that are cheaper and more affordable and aren't as gimmicky. And of course, those big companies could jump in and they could produce some of these goods for themselves, but they won't be able to replicate the flavor profile, of course, and they also haven't done it. It's just not a market that they're targeting. They're not targeting the health conscious consumer as these big brand junk food companies, but I will be.
Can I challenge that actually? Because
Sure.
if this is actually a market, why wouldn't they target these customers? It seems like everything is becoming zero sugar diets, whatever. I think sugar before it used to be calories that was the enemy. Now I think people are realizing that sugar is the enemy. If this is a market, like one, why wouldn't they address it? And if they don't, does not tell you that it's probably not a market. And if they do, kind of like, why do you kind of like stand a chance in some ways, right? Because I think they can reproduce like sugar with much less sugar and like things like that, right?
Yeah, so I'd be very interested in hearing more theories or opinions on why that's the case, why that's our current situation. But what I speculate is that the profit margins might not be as attractive for these companies to shift their operations in such a major way to them, and the reputation that they've established again is for relatively unhealthy but very tasty junk food, and it would be a bit incongruous for them or difficult for them to pivot into these kinds of health foods or relatively healthy desserts. Additionally, I'm not too concerned about investing into subtracted sugar and then having to pivot away because of being outcompeted by these big companies because it's a relatively low investment to make these cookies and to distribute them like any other kind of food or any other dessert food. It's very easy for me to just come up with a new product, a new recipe, and start producing that instead if necessary. And there'll always be room in the market for people who enjoy this particular flavor profile if they're not looking for something like the Oreo or the chips or whatever.
Yeah. Let's move on to Rashid. Also, judges, are you guys okay? I know we're like past the hour mark.
Yeah, it should be fine for me.
It's fine for me too, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make it work.
Thank you. All right, Rashid, you're next. You're muted if you're talking.
Good call. Can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
All right. Thank you. All right. What's up, guys? I'm here to introduce Leveling Finance, and we want to empower the youth with financial education. So about me, I'm a 16-year-old, currently a student at BMHS. It's a Boston suburb. Currently self-employed. I joined Speak Up because it sounded kind of fun, and my 5-year goals are to scale my app to more than 1,000 schools. This problem affects me because one of my friends recently actually had to take out a very large student loan, and I haven't seen him like all summer because he's just been working. So I think we need to spread financial education. So our target market, students and teachers, like the whole classroom ecosystem, really. Let's dive deeper into that. So students, they're broke. They don't understand why. What the hell is a 401k? You know, like the last time like I heard about the stock market was probably like a TikTok, like about like how to get rich quick, right? And then teachers, you know, if classrooms aren't actually interesting, students aren't actually learning. So I want to make an impact and make them actually engaged while they're learning. So that brings us to the problem, right? Americans are not financially literate. And why am I making this now? You might be wondering, right? More people than ever want financial education. In the past 2 years, 12 states have added financial education courses into graduation requirements for high schools. So that makes me want to introduce this quote. So money shapes the world, but knowledge makes the man. Now it sounds like a bunch of crap, right? Let me explain it. So money, like the world revolves around money. If I want to put a roof over my head, I need money. If I want to put food on my plate, I need money. But knowledge makes me, it shows how I use it, right? I could be the richest man in the world, but if I spend more than I make, I'm still the same as someone on the street with no money, right? So depending on how you use it changes your entire life. So the scale of the problem, right? 43% of all Americans are financially illiterate. And then on to the pain level, 15% of Americans lost $10,000 due to financial illiteracy last year. So put that into perspective, that's $390 billion that was lost due to a lack of financial literacy, which is about the same as the real GDP of Wisconsin. So that's where we come in, right? The solution. We provide classrooms educational resources to make real-time financial decisions and empower students. You wanna buy Tesla stock today? Buy it. You wanna decide what you wanna be and major in? Do it. You can buy a house, rent a house, you can make decisions. We allow you to make better financial decisions in the future by playing out what your life can be like right now. We allow you to learn all of these before you're even in college, right? So that brings us to our business model. So we have two target markets, so we have two different business models. So for students, we don't want to have them at any cost barrier. So they'll be able to access our app for free, and we also have ads. And for teachers, we're offering a monthly subscription per student so that they have access to the educational resources, such as like leaderboards and the classroom activities, so they can make like their classroom actually engaging and students want to talk about their class and actually like do stuff.
You have 10 seconds left.
All right, building momentum. We've reached students from 9 different school districts, and we've gotten lots of positive feedback from high school students and teachers, and we're acquiring new users daily. And personal thank you note to Jeff. Really expanded my horizons on entrepreneurship, and I learned a lot. Thanks for like responding to my text at like 2 a.m. and stuff. And thank you guys for listening. There's a QR code at the bottom too if you guys want to scan it and like do a little demo, I guess. Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. I'll jump into the questions really quickly. So you said you're already have users on the platform. What's kind of like the DAU that you have? Like how many users have joined so far?
I've got about like 5 to like, yeah, it's about 5 people. We got a couple teachers and a couple students, mainly like local. So a bunch of people have like seen like the prototype, but I've been kind of like cautious on how many people have actually gotten access to the real thing because I'm currently like funding it myself. So I don't really have the ability to have like a large amount of users right now. But yeah.
Got it. Next question I have is, why would teachers pay for this? Like, what do they get out of it? Like, I understand like it helps the students, but what's like the primary motivation that you've seen that teachers might pay for it?
Well, I don't know like if you've seen, but in high school classrooms, there's like Duolingo, Quizlet, Kahoot, all these sources and that resources that people use. And it makes like the classroom like 10 times more fun. And if the students are like actually engaged, then the teacher has less work because they don't have to actually teach like more because like the students are interested. If the students are interested, they have like an actual like spark. They're learning more by doing, like they get their hands dirty. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So what's the next milestone that you have set, like in terms of like launch or making the app more like scalable to more users?
So currently I applied for like the Microsoft for Founders and I got in. So I'm trying to move all of my stuff into the cloud with Azure. And from there, I'm planning on scaling to like schools and stuff. I'm trying to work with my administrators for my school because the teachers don't really have as much of a say in like buying like products and stuff like that. So trying to work with my principals and like the superintendent, and yeah, and hopefully they can connect us with other schools.
I can jump in, Chetan, if you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, Rashid, I think thanks for presentation, and definitely a noble cause for all of your fellow students. And I myself very close to our school district. So thanks for presenting this one idea. One thing that I would ask is, I think most of you are on TikTok, and I don't know if any one of you are on YouTube. What is the differentiation between having an app? Let's say you in next 1 or 2 years you have a big app with all of the users. Difference between having your app versus I can go to TikTok and ask a question, or Twitter or X, and I can ask what is the value that I would get as a user from your app?
I think that's a great question. So actually what our app does is like a simulation of what your life can be like. Whereas like TikTok and YouTube, they just kind of like they have like they just tell you, you don't get to actually have the experience. So I want to say that like we're selling the experience. So you get to see like, oh, I want to buy a car when I'm like 20 years old, right? How would I do that? All of like the logistics behind that. Like we're selling decisions, whereas like YouTube, like you're just kind of getting like told about someone else's story. If that makes sense.
I think that's a follow-up question. So that I think you all know about Robinhood. So maybe we should read about something about Robinhood and see how can we avoid the trap that Robinhood fell into, right? With this financial decisions and investment decisions and education. So yeah, I think just going through those will definitely help you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Jin, you're next. I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Yeah, my apologies. I'm on a cross-country road trip right now, so. Okay. Let's start sharing. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Oh, can you guys? Okay. Yeah. Imagine you got home after a very long day of work or school, tired and hungry. Luckily, you still have an instant ramen, so you can whip up a warm meal in 5 minutes. But in this case, you chose convenience over health. And how long can you do that before you actually develop diseases? Luckily, with balanced ramen, you no longer have to compromise. I am Yoi. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, getting my master's in nutrition at Cornell. Also, VP of Cornell Entrepreneurship Club. In the future, I hope to be a nutrition influencer, have my own nutrition practice, as well as a startup. So let's meet Sarah. She is a marketing manager in NYC, super busy, has no time for cooking. She loves her instant ramen, but she worries about weight gain, diabetes, and hypertension. And similar to Sarah, I've seen many patients or clients who come to me, but they already know how to eat healthily. They just don't have the time to cook a healthy meal. And this includes me. I have 6 years of expertise in nutrition, but I still indulge in my instant ramen. So this is my solution, a healthy instant ramen that's made with high fiber whole grains, freeze-dried vegetables and seasonings, low sodium broth, and no preservatives that can damage your health. It's quick, healthy, and tasty. So for my business model, it's the easiest just to selling it on our website, which already have a waitlist going on. And then the next easiest thing to do is to partner with health professionals, which I am one myself, and I can network with other dietitians. And then lastly, we can also partner up with local grocery stores and potentially having like cooking demos. So right now, I've been talking and then tasting ramens with my potential users. I've learned that taste is still a major factor, but interestingly, they prefer different textures for the noodles. And then there are many spicy complaints about existing competitive products, healthy ramens, which are not many to start with. So with all this feedback, I'm continuously collaborating with food science experts on our formulation so that I can deliver the best taste, texture, and healthy ramen. Yeah, what if you could have a delicious, healthy meal ready in minutes? Let's make it a reality together. Thank you.
Can I go? Thanks for the presentation. So just a quick question. What's the definition of health that you're using in this one? In the noodles?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a really good question because there are some existing like healthy ramens. Like Emi is a high protein ramen. I like my definition of health is according to the dietary guidelines of America, and then the most updated one. So with that, my critique for the protein ramen is that it's actually very high in saturated fat. And then although it already has much less sodium compared to other ramens, it's still kind of high in sodium. And then I don't think it's providing a balanced meal for its ramen because it only has 5 grams of carbs. And then you need like at least 130 grams per day. So I think my definition for health is based on my plate, which is a government guideline, and then dietary guidelines for America, which is also a government based guideline.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I think maybe I didn't articulate it very well. So the meal that you mentioned about ramen, I think in one of the slides you said that this is the healthy meal. So what's the composition that you think so that you can call it as a healthy meal?
Right. Yeah. So right now, like for a healthy meal, you definitely want your fiber, you want your protein, you want your carbs. So right now I'm still thinking about whether I would just like make it have high fiber and whole grains, and then some vegetables, and then you can pair with your own protein, or whether I want to incorporate that into my ramen. Because I'm also like for the prior version, I can also just partner up with like a dietitian counseling, plus like a meal plan, things like that, like cooking demos videos online, and potentially also partner up with like other like frozen vegetables or frozen meat brands. Be like, oh, like this pair with that, you get like a balanced meal in like very quickly.
Thank you.
Chetan, we have time for one more question.
Yeah, the question that I have is like, so I just don't know the food space that well, but to make a healthy ramen, like how hard is it? Do you have to completely change the noodles themselves for like the instant ramen? Do you have to just change the powder packet and you can keep the noodles the same as like larger ramen so that you can use like the same co-packer or something? Like what's the process and like how difficult is it?
Yeah, I think that depends on I actually that ties up to the previous question. Like if I want my ramen itself to have high protein, or do I want to have the user to pair it with another protein, a quick protein source that I can provide more free guidance along with this packaged ramen. So if the ramen itself needs to have high protein and high fiber, then that requires definitely more technical experimentation and things like that. And then that's the high protein ramen is doing. But that one I tasted, I just feel like it doesn't really taste like carbs anymore. So I feel like that definitely requires some kind of experimentations. But I think with my kind of role and then my interest in like kind of social media and then like the online platform, I can easily integrate it with my own practice, even though the ramen itself is not high protein.
Okay, cool. All right, Ali, you're next. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? I'm just sharing it for Ali. Okay, cool.
All right. Hi, guys. So my company is Growth Trail, and we're empowering success one student at a time. So I'm Ollie. I'm from Tas Talent Tech. I've worked as an entrepreneur, tutor, and a Taekwondo instructor, and many more. I'm 17. I'm a student, and I'm intending to go into neuroscience. So I joined Speak Up to gain mentorship and resources to scale Growth Trail. And my 5-year goals are to grow Growth Trail into a leading online course platform for improving the study and life skills of thousands of students across the globe. So my target market are K-12 students who miss deadlines and struggle to organize and prioritize assignments, like who have issues with procrastination and that kind of thing. So I was once a student who struggled with things like time management in like early middle school. I never really studied and I didn't prioritize tasks much. And my parents would always try to get me a tutor to help me get good grades. But all that did was ignore the real problem, which was my study skills and habits. And I really want to bring what I've learned from my experiences to other students who need it. So here's a chart of how students just like get bad grades, their parents pay for a tutor, then they get an okay grade, but then they're left confused and then for the next big test, and the cycle continues. So our solution, we try to make students go from cluttered to organized, from stressed to relaxed. So we meet with students to create their own personalized study plans after hearing their stories and work with them to hone in on their weaknesses. This year, I was part of a team that was tasked with taking financial literacy courses like Apex and WISE and taking the best of each of them to form a platform for New York City students to use in financial literacy class. Last year's winner, Evan Gao, he's actually on the same team as me, but he had to leave the call early. And I'm using the same techniques I learned from building that course online to create this online study skills course that we'll be implementing alongside Zoom. And I'll be reaching out to the New York City Department of Education to see if we can implement it into the curriculum. So there's going to be one-on-one coaching sessions and group sessions. I want to make the program affordable for every student. So I'm giving out a free session for every student interested, and then I'll be keeping the price very low. So same thing with the online course, which is going to have a 3-day free trial, and then it's going to be cheaper than Spotify Premium. So here's a graph of the market feedback so far. I've asked 36 people about the idea, and the majority of them, around 25 of them, found it really interesting and they actually want to be a part of the program. So for my first 3 weeks at Speak Adventures, my goals were to have a working website, MVP, and have a paying customer. I learned that people stop lying when you start asking them for money. And a real life application that I learned from Speak Adventures is to focus more on the problem instead of the solution, which is something that Jeff taught me. Thank you.
Cool. Judges, any questions?
Oh yeah, how many students have you kind of put through this process so far?
So right now we have 15 people on a Google form who signed up and are interested for our first group session, which is going to be held next week. And currently the only form of outreach I have so far is just me going around to people in my school and getting them, but hopefully in the future it's going to be some kind of marketing.
Got it. And do you plan to focus on like a specific grade level, specific subject, like any specific niche to kind of hone this down?
So for younger students, like in middle school, like fifth grade to like eighth grade-ish, I'm looking for students that are like trying to get into or like who are more like academically inclined, because for them I want to take what they have and try to make it better. And then generally for like high school students, I'm trying to take students that are struggling more so that I can also help them improve.
But any subject that you plan to just focus on, or just every subject?
So mostly I'm going to be doing time management, like how to structure their day when they get back from school so they can get the most work done with the least amount of effort.
Got it. And the next question I have is, how do you plan to scale this? So, it seems like kind of everything you're doing kind of manually right now. Like, how do you plan to make sure that this can be handled when there's more students onboarded?
So I'm currently working on creating an actual online course platform, which is going to be like where students can log in and every week they're going to unlock a new set of lessons. And that's going to be affordable. And I'm also looking into partnering with schools. That's probably going to be coming later though, once there's enough people where I can't do group sessions if it gets to that point. Then I'm gonna transition over to mainly courses, so that way I don't have to manually be at every single meeting, and it's gonna be more self-paced.
That's all the questions I had.
Okay,
Thanks.
yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's a very noble cause. Thanks for attempting to solve this big problem with the teenagers right now. I think you answered one of the questions about the topic I think Chetan just asked about. So I see this as a marketplace, maybe between the mentors that you have and the students who are seeking to get more organizational and time management skills. That's how I understood it. I think it goes back to the scaling. But more than anything, if you're stressed and somebody says that don't stress on these things, I think you get annoyed and then you drop out of that platform because you think that the mentor doesn't understand what stress is. And when you were answering about scaling up, right? It's very difficult because it's a journey for the student who's coming to your platform to seek help. It's not a 3-week or a 2-week journey that a person can take. So how do you manage that retention of that user who joins your platform? Maybe they join in 9th grade or 11th grade when they're stressed out completely. What's the plan that you have? Maybe it's a long-term plan. What are your thoughts?
So I was thinking about having bi-weekly, or maybe every 2 weeks or every month, having a check-in with each student at some point individually, just to keep track of their progress, even if they're doing the online course. And just by doing that, it'll help improve retention so that people feel that human connection one-on-one. If that answered your question.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that is the right one, human connection, right? So that's exactly why they're coming to you rather than going to their tutors. Anyway, thank you. Thanks, Ali.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Chetan, Niru, Simon, I'm gonna make a breakout room right now, and we're gonna discuss the winners, and then we'll be right back. Do you guys see the breakout room?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. How you guys doing?
Good.
Sorry?
Meet Simon in the call.
I don't know if he made it, but yeah, he should be. Hold on.
Okay. So Jeff, I was able to make some notes while things were going on. Do you want us to discuss right now, or do you want me to send all of the notes that I was creating?
Let's just like come to a winner. Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah. So how many minutes do you have for this discussion?
as long as it takes to get a winner. Like, what do you got? Who do you guys got?
I'm looking through my notes right now.
Yeah. Give us a
Like, what do we want to evaluate them the most on? Like, I see kind of I marked everyone down on the rubric that you sent, but it's like I think people are doing different things. Like some are doing CPG, some are doing tech. It's like kind of hard to compare apples to apples.
Mainly like just like the like in the rubric, like who's like your top three? Like I imagine like each project has like a score. Then we just like each person like has like a top three, and then we can just see like, okay, who's each other's top three.
Okay, I'm just adding up the points from the rubric right now.
So my general thoughts were that I think no like people stand out that much. Right now I'm thinking my top three is Adam Wang with Subtracted Sugar, Tas Talent, which is Noga, and maybe Leveling Finance, so Rashid. Don't necessarily have an order, but that was I think the ones that were slightly better, that were pretty open.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, for me, it was between LearnLake and then Leveling Finance, and for the third one, I don't think anyone really stood out. I'm still looking through. Yeah, maybe I don't have a third one, but those are the two that I saw that like actually had any progress.
Yeah, LearnLake I could add there too.
Yeah.
So maybe
I mean, they
Nero,
had
do
the
you have
most
any
users.
Nero, do you have any preferences or Jeff?
Going through LearnLake definitely is one of my things, because I think I was able to manage quickly, but in between I came out of my rubric and then started to make my own notes. LearnLake definitely was one of the things, and then there was something about coding that I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, I think someone said subtracted sugar or substitute sugar. I think they need to, Alex, who's that? Alex, right? I think they need a bit more. Adam one needs a little more. That's a problem space that they need a bit more.
Okay, so these are the ones I got so far.
Yeah, so maybe one, maybe LearnLake, two Leveling Finance, and then three Subtracted Sugar, something like that.
Yeah, I would say something similar.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
LearnLake seemed to be the only one with any users, and like, I mean, the whole get college students to join groups is like a really well studied way to build a social media network. It works every single time. So yeah.
Okay, so
the rest I feel like still a lot to develop.
Okay, so this is these are rankings.
So what's the first one? LearnLake is the first one?
Yeah, MJ.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one is Rashid, is the financial problems.
Leveling Finance.
Yeah, this is Leveling Finance.
Yeah, that was good. And then the third one is?
This is Subtracted Sugar.
Oh, okay.
What are your thoughts?
Give me just a minute. I think yeah, I think so looking at the rubric that we have, right? This is going to take $1 billion. I think you have somewhere saying, is it something that we can quickly address, or do we need $1 billion? Whether the idea has a good solution. I think that is where I feel like the third one, the sugar one, needs a bit more research. The last one that we were listening to, I think they did at least a good user study, about 36 people study, and the growth trail, one student at a time. I think that also really like the idea, and then it is doable. So maybe I'll give my own thing. So it's LearnLake, financial education, and the last one is this is what is it called? Growth Trail.
Yeah, Ali.
Yeah, that's my.
Okay. What do you guys want? What do you guys thinking? Adam. So it sounds like third place. It's really third place, right? Like Adam or Ali. Subtractive sugar or the productivity coaching.
Yeah, I just don't have much CPG experience, so it's like hard for me to know what it takes or what people need to do to build something that people like actually eat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that too. Okay. Simon, I guess you're the tiebreaker. Who do you got for third? Adam or Ali?
I'm pretty open.
You're pretty open?
I'm open between Ali and Adam. So you choose.
Shit. I kind of want to give it to Ali because he's in high school.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Sounds good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, for Adam though, I think the advice I would give to both the CPG startups is to like I think I talked to you about this before, is like probably just make a Shopify store for their like the cookie or the ramen, like throw some ads up on Instagram, TikTok and stuff, like not more than like 10-15 bucks of ads, and then just see if like people click through. Like don't sell it on Shopify, just like say that it's sold out and like put a button for like click to notify when it's restocked or whatever, and they can like really quickly figure out if there's even customer demand for this. And then like if there is customer demand, CPG is more about building a brand, and then like most successful CPGs just get acquired by one of the big brands rather than like really make it on their own. That's probably how they succeed.
Okay. Okay. So what's gonna happen is when I go back, I'll announce the winners. MJ will say like something really quickly because he's number one. And then I'll end it with just each of you guys dropping any like word of wisdom. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. All right, I will see you guys back in the room.
Pretend you know. Oh,
Wait, is he back?
Oh, they're back.
We're back. All right. In third place, actually, before I go through this, yeah, you guys are all winners, but we only got 3 places. In third place, we got Ali. Second place, we got Rashif. And first place, we got MJ. Cool. All right, before I end this, Chetan, Niru, Simon, thank you guys so much for taking your time. I know we went so over time. Do you have any last minute wisdom for these students as they move on and graduate from this cohort?
Chetan, you are on mute.
Yeah, should I start? Yeah, I was just going to say, well done everyone for putting in the time and for starting to build something. This is really exciting. Word of advice, just like users. So just focus on that. And I think if someone kind of like, if it doesn't feel like you're solving a hair on fire problem for them, then you're probably focusing on the wrong thing. And so just focus on that. A lot of people are going to say, yeah, that's cool, but that's not good enough. Like you want people to be following up and say like, hey, when's your thing available? And like, how can I use it? And when can I use it? And etc. So yeah, that's it. That was my main thing for me. Keeping it short.
Oh, Chetan, I can't hear you.
Okay. While Chetan is bringing his audio up, so I do want to congratulate all of you just to get to this and presenting to the judges, to your more than the judges presenting to your cohort. I think that itself took so much courage to do the research, to present, to prepare the presentation, and to present. So I really congratulate all of you for the effort that you have put in. And this is the first step. This is the first step for you, and there could be a million steps in front of you. So don't stop. One thing that I would say is don't stop. And I would go back to what Simon said, that users is the one metric that you have to go through. I would just add one more to the users and the feedback. And the second most important thing that I would ask is, I might sound very arrogant, but please take a note of this one. If you're running business, it's not community service. There could be a part of community service once you establish your business. You have to think about profitability. So I'm in that journey of entrepreneurship, so I know. So think how you can make every penny count in your business. You always have to think about the revenues, expenses, so that you can have the profitability. So that is something that you have to have that as number one goal. If you don't want it, if you have enough money and if you don't want to gain anything, don't even put any premium or a subscription. Just do it as a community service. I think mixing these two is going to be very difficult. So yes, I might sound very, very bad, but that's the business rule number one. Go for the profitability.
Cool. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks to the other judges for, saying a lot of what I was gonna say. I'll quickly go through my comments. Like, I think, everyone is working on cool stuff, like building something from scratch, from the ground up. I know personally is very hard, right? Like, just building something from 0 to 1 takes a monumental amount of effort. It's very hard to know if you're working on the right thing in the right direction. I'll kind of break up my comments into 4 categories. It seems like, from all of what I've heard today, there's like really 4 types of companies here. The first one is kind of CPG. The second one is like learning education type startups. Third one is like more social. And then the fourth one is more like tech platform, I would say. So for the CPG startups, it seems like there was two CPG startups, like CPG, consumer product goods, like selling things that people eat or buy right at stores. There it's like, I think, really know the game that you're playing. In CPG, branding is everything. It's not really like how good your product tastes, things like that. This can all be established later on. But really, like, what you're looking at for a successful CPG is likely you build a brand, you go D2C, like e-commerce, and then you sell your brand to one of the larger companies. Most of these larger companies can likely replicate what you're doing, but that's not a problem, because normally when, like, for example, if one of the existing brands wants to add like a healthy option, they actually find a lot more success acquiring a healthy company and like putting their new healthy option under that brand name rather than under their major brand name, for a lot of different purposes. So like what you really likely want to do as a CPG brand is 3 things. One, it's like establish a brand early and quickly. So this can be done pretty easily, like, make a website, make like a clear brand statement of like what your brand stands for. Throw some ads up on like Instagram, TikTok, and these places. Like, it won't cost more than $10. See what the click-through rate is for your ads, like how many people are interested for these products. Make a Shopify store. You don't have to like actually sell anything. You can say it's sold out, but put a button for like, hey, notify when restocked. That's like a really easy way to check, like, are people willing to buy your product? Do they even want to try it based on like what they see? Because when you're selling it, they won't know the taste and stuff. And if you see customers actually like be interested, you see good click-through rates, you see good action rates, then you can actually like invest more into like building the product and scaling it up. The second is on the learning side. For the learning startups out there, like, I would really say, a lot of your customer base actually isn't the users themselves, especially if you're aiming for under the 18 market. The user is going to be like their parents, who are the actual ones paying for this product. So really try to understand like why the parents might pay for this product for their kids, why they want their kids to be better at this. Whether it's on the education side, whether it's on the finance side, like really understand, like, especially for the under 18 market. I know several of you mentioned like ads or other ways to monetize. It's likely very, very hard to actually monetize through ads for the under 18 market. And take that from me, working on ads, leading a ton of ads at TikTok, like, I really understand kind of what this advertising market looks like. I would really focus instead on how do you help the student the most? How do you kind of make this a larger community? How do you make sure it works correctly? Like, don't focus on monetization to start, especially on the learning platform side. Just focus on user retention, user growth, and user satisfaction. Like, I don't know if you guys saw like Robinhood, like one of the other judges mentioned, like had a learning platform. They've worked on acquiring other learning platforms on the finance side. Like acquiring students, acquiring users is always really, really useful. So a lot of these platforms will constantly, look towards you and look towards acquisition if you can actually build a strong learning community. Don't be worried about monetization start. The third type of startup I saw, like on the social media side, like I asked questions of several times, it's like really two things. One is what is the bottleneck for your social media? Like, is it having enough content on there so that users are willing to join? Is it having enough people that they want to meet on that platform? Is like really understand the bottleneck, drive just towards the bottleneck. Don't focus on anything else. If you solve the bottleneck, like the rest of it will just flow naturally. A lot of like, for example, on TikTok, right? A lot of the focus is on creators because when you have good creators, users just naturally come to the platform. Like you don't need to focus on users, you can just focus on creators. Same thing I would say for like a lot of what you guys do, like focus on what the bottleneck is. Don't focus on anything else. The bottleneck once solved will resolve the rest. And then monetization, don't really think about it in such early days. Like especially on the social media side, like just having people on a platform interacting with each other, having like daily use is valuable enough. If you need to have like revenue to like sustain the business or something, it's actually not that hard to get, especially in certain niches. Like I would say the harder part is just getting users to interact with the platform, join it daily, like, and quality of user is higher than quantity of user. Of course, like the number of users on the platform matters, but like actually what matters more is how often are users logging into the platform, how much time do they spend on the platform every day, things like that, and user retention rates. Like I would focus more on that than like scaling up the quantity of users. Once your users are really happy, that's when you should focus on like scaling up the quantity. But of course, you should probably have a few thousand users that are really high quality as well, because you can actually see that it works at scale. And then the last, like the miscellaneous tech platforms, I think it's really, really important that you figure out kind of the game that you're playing. Like I've talked about these other companies, right? Like a lot of times from the outside at startups, the game that you're playing looks very different than the game that you think you're playing. So figure out really early on with like someone that's in the space what really matters, what makes these companies successful, and like what's actually the hard part. Because the easy parts will, almost necessarily just get solved since you're all strong founders. The hard part is the hard part that prevents others from doing the startup. Really just figure out what the hard part is, what the game is, and then you can win.
Wow, that's a lot of knowledge. Okay, can we take a quick picture and then we can end it here? Cool. You have 5 seconds if you want to be in this picture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot. Oh wait, no, I didn't smile. Hold up, sorry. Okay, all right, we're good. Okay, thank you, Chaitan. Thank you, Nuri. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Niru. And Simon. We'll be in touch. And also students, if you want to just chill and debrief a little bit, I'm here.
Yeah, and they will drop. Thanks, Jeff, and thanks everyone. Thank you. Great.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, what do you all think? How you all feeling?
That was cool.
Well, I do want to point out that all three winners were the three non-Cornellians, which really,
shit.
surprising.
66% were in high school too.
Yeah, so good for you guys. Yes, congratulations.
That's a good thing, yeah. Also, you guys can reach out to these guys. This is a way for you guys to build connections, right? It's actually reach out to them, right? For actual feedback, how you guys can get better. Yeah. Right.
Adam is right. It's all the other non-Cornellians. Literally all three of them. Wow, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny stuff.
The feedback Cheaton gave at the end, he knows his stuff. That was really powerful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Jason's smart. He knows his stuff, yeah.
What was he?
Oh, wait, you can go.
Oh, thanks. No, was he also, he said at the beginning, right? He also did something similar to like what I was doing or something like, or like he did in the past. So I like really want to reach out to him. He does seem like a wise, very wise dude.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially if you guys are building any platforms, or doing anything with AI. Yeah, he's a good person to reach out to.
Like low key, since TikTok is like a foreign like app, it's not from America. Do they have like age restrictions for internships? Like, you think he can like hook me up with a TikTok internship? Because like I'd be on TikTok a lot. You know what I mean?
His team is
There is if you want to work in the US.
I mean, like, do they go by like U.S. labor laws?
Yeah, they're in the US.
Does that mean I can get an internship there?
You gotta ask him.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
hiring
that'd be
though.
kind of fire. Imagine I can like give like one of my friends like a really, really bad FYP, just like just code it in there.
Okay.
Are there any laws preventing people under 18 from interning at a place like TikTok?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
I'm not really sure.
We'll find out. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Any other thoughts?
This is it. We did it.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was nice to get to know y'all for like 5 weeks, I guess.
Yeah,
we can keep in
definitely.
touch.
Dude, stay in touch. I think it's cool. How are you guys feeling like about the feedback? Any questions or any thoughts?
Definitely learned a lot throughout this program. I had no clue about like business and how to like even have a product ready and then get user feedback. Like I just didn't even know how this like whole world operates. But in these 5 weeks, I've learned a lot about the mindset and also how the process works. And the judges were great too. Chaitan was like on it. He knew every single. He had like 5 questions per individual. I'm like, dude.
He asked me if he should be encouraging or harsh. I was like, you try to be harsh.
No, they were all very understanding. They didn't like criticize. They were trying to understand how you would actually make this business profitable and actually make it a reality. So that very good feedback. Yeah, very good questions as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. The people you found for this whole program were, really good. I think that they made, this crash course, which is basically what it is, a lot higher grade than most other stuff we could get.
Oh, the judges?
Yeah, the judges and the mentors you got, the contacts and everything.
Oh yeah, some really cool people showed up. I was really surprised. Like Ace Next Gen like showed up. They're like this like millennial Asian accelerator community. Yeah, actually check you guys check them out actually.
What are they called again?
Ace Next Gen. They host a lot of events. For like yeah, they're actually like they're really struggling to get like the younger audience. So if you guys show up, it'd be like amazing. Like they're like, oh my god.
Jeff, I had a question for you. How is cohort 3 gonna run? Just interesting.
Oh, what do you mean? How is it gonna run?
So is it like the same 5 weeks process?
Oh yeah, we're gonna focus more on high school kids and probably grow to other Ivies like Penn and Yale. Um, yeah, yeah. This is probably the last time it's gonna be like completely free. For the other people, like especially high school kids, it'd be like $1,000, and then for college kids, it would be $100 because I think the value is there. It's just like a very different value prop for high school and college kids. I noticed.
Nah, facts. I just gotta say, like, the speakers were great. Like Capri, low-key the best speaker. Not gonna lie.
You're obsessed with Capri.
Yeah.
Like low-key, I am because she's just like so much cooler than every other speaker, you know what I mean? So like you gotta tell her now that like I'm like her biggest fan, and then she's gonna become my mentor. Like you gotta lock into that, Jeff.
You didn't like Arjun? Rishi?
Who is that?
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
his comments were great. What do you mean? Who was that?
Who is that? No, like seriously, like
Oh my god.
Capri all the way, like genuinely, just how it is.
Interesting. Okay.
And Chayton sounds cool too.
If you guys want to stay in touch with these guys, like honestly, just ask for feedback, like our advice. Like the fact that they like put their time in this program, I think just shows that they just want to help. So like let them help you, you know. I think that's how I see it.
See you, Ali.
See you, Ali.
Yeah, have fun at the Supreme Court. That's kind of crazy though. He works at the Supreme Court. Did you know that, Jeff? Like the Supreme one. Like,
Well, in New York State, all the appellate courts are called Supreme Courts.
oh,
So
so it was
there's
like,
a bunch of them. Yeah.
okay,
It's not just like one Supreme Court for the entire state.
dang. I thought it was like he's at the court, you know? Every
Adam,
single hiring lawyer works there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still really cool though.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question, actually.
Should you guys apply to YC? No, honest, I don't know, up to you guys. I think you guys probably have more traction. Like for example, like you, right? Like you guys can't build the app, so it's like, what's the point? Like your team isn't strong enough.
Why did you get so quiet?
Well, we could apply the first time, not expecting to get in, but like to get into the radar. Like they said, the second time applicants are more likely to be accepted.
By the
yeah,
way,
get all the rejections first.
How much does it cost to apply to YC? Sorry to interrupt.
it's okay. I was just gonna say, if anybody wants an app or a website or anything, I'm here. I'm a freelancer, you know. Yang Zone is like
Right.
my
That's
agent,
what's
you know what
up.
I mean? She's gonna be like giving me freelance contracts with all y'all, you know. Let me know if you guys
Exactly.
want
I'm
any
gonna be
app
pitching
ideas.
you.
Yo,
Do you guys want to apply to YC? Like, is there anyone that like actually wants
hell
to go?
yeah.
I only ask because I
Actually,
literally I don't know like much. Like, is that the move or not?
Wait, like, who's actually down, like interested in YC? So that
At some point, yeah. I'm thinking more like over the next year, like for the summer term or something. I don't know. But
agreed.
why not just like shoot your shot? But that's down the line.
Because
Is
if it's
there
done for the summer, like we can do it like outside of school and stuff, right? It doesn't conflict.
no, I imagine if you do YC, you probably have to like be very like serious like your startup.
But it's like 3 months though, so like during the
it's
summer.
3 months?
It's 3 months.
How does YC work? I don't know. I have no idea.
It's 3 months for the program, but like they invest in you because like they want you to be really serious about it, like actually working.
I mean, I can multitask, you know, I can be at school, you know, talking to like Michael Siebel or whatever.
Or you can chill with Capri and drop out.
You're right. You're low-key right about that. I might have to. Might have to. Now that you say that.
I don't know. That should be an option on the app. Drop out and work on a startup.
With Capri, of course. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
She's working at a finance company right now.
There you go.
wait, who is? Oh. So like basically like we're like on the same timing. So like W mentor.
What do you guys? What else do you guys think? MJ, what are your thoughts? You've been kind of quiet.
Oh, about what? Like the program as a whole or like today's presentation stuff? Like,
Honestly, just both. I just want to hear your thoughts.
yeah, well, I don't know. I said this, I think yesterday to like Jeff, like I like this presentation thing because like at least the first time we present isn't to people who's like actually investing or like YC or something. Like I feel like this experience is invaluable. Like I was talking about before how I had a lot of chances to like speak in public in high school, and that's made me who I am today. So like if this is your first, like there's many more to come and it only gets better. Like that's really what I've noticed. And as for the program, It was awesome. Can't believe it's gone so fast, but I've learned so much. But I feel like one of the biggest takeaways is just believe and start. I don't know. That was such a big part of what I had to do. So just keep going, guys.
This is the last session, right?
Oh yeah,
It
it's
was,
the last session. Yeah.
it was kind of odd for it to be the last one.
Wait, why? I think it's chill. I'm actually so
No,
glad.
I don't kind of want it to. I don't want it to end in a way, but
No, it's chill.
All right, I gotta go. Is a great course, Jeff. Nice to meet all of you guys. But
Goodbye, Alex.
well,
Goodbye.
like,
Let me know if you meet any big. Oh, is he gone? I was gonna tell him to like shout me out to like Lil TJ and like Pop Smoke. Oh wait, Pop Smoke's dead.
Wait, what are you guys gonna do? Who's actually gonna keep working on the project?
I mean, I'll keep cookies, but I don't know about
okay.
how business to do.
Oh, okay. Zhang, you don't think you keep working on the project?
I think I will. It's just still trying to figure out how it's gonna be balanced out with the school year, honestly. But they're all like committed students, so I'm like, I can't let them down.
Yeah.
You know, he like got like the
Yeah, man.
everything. You know what I mean? Like you got like the mindset. Like your like vision is fire. Like the website, that was tough. You know what I mean? Like all of your slideshows, like they look super cool.
I
So,
appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I feel like it's gonna be interesting seeing like what it's gonna be like on campus. Like, I don't know, even similar to a lot of our apps consist of like students, so maybe during the school year, like there'll be even a different vibe to it because we will be able to be in person with people. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I feel like if like the student ones are just gonna like blow up over the school year. Like we aren't able to like actually have the same experience over the summer because like everyone's in like Aruba and like Mexico and like all that crap, you know?
I hope the takeaway that you guys got from today is like find out what the bottlenecks are. Like focus on getting users and making money. Um, I feel like that would have made you guys like really stand out amongst the pack.
By the way, Youngzum, I'm curious. You haven't decided on a major yet, right?
Yeah, no, that's a little vague.
Why not do business? I mean, is that not attractive?
I was coffee chatting so many hoteliers the end of last year, thinking about transferring there. It would just make the school year like really annoying because they already had a full first year of their curriculum, so I would be needing to like catch up a lot. Um,
I see.
so yeah, it's a little weird, but it's honestly what pushed me to start something because I was like, oh, I could do this without like a business degree, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, you were an arts and science kid, right, Adam?
I was, yeah.
Oh, represent.
which school are you part of?
I'm also arts and sciences, so I was thinking of doing the scholars program thing where you basically create your own major. We'll see.
Are you sure you want to create your own
No,
major now?
yeah, I don't know. I feel like the create your own
Don't.
major isn't looked upon very
Yeah,
unless you're
that's
like
exactly.
curing cancer. Like unless that's like your major. Like if you do that, then you're like chill.
Unless I'm a what?
Unless you're curing cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are very skeptical about like having your own major that you created. Like what? I don't know how much value
Yeah. But
they
like that
would.
really pushes you to like make your own startup though. You know what I mean? If it's hard to be hired, you have to hire yourself.
That's true.
And like Loki, we have Jeff. Like, what's the point of a business course? Right?
It's for the credential, show that you got a credible business education.
Mm.
Because I mean, Jeff is doing a great job, but it's not like it's a college degree.
I mean, I've never had a college degree, so I don't know. I don't really have much to compare with.
Fair point.
Adam,
But
are you
I think that
Sorry, Adam.
yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna say, Youngzom, I think that, if you do end up actually studying business formally or something, I think you could, do pretty well just based on, what we've gotten to know you for these past few weeks. So, I'd say that you should seriously consider it, even if you need to take on, a higher course load early on. Like it should, a lot of it should be stuff that you're somewhat familiar with already.
I'll definitely think about it. There's an entrepreneurship major that's minor, sorry, that's looking pretty interesting. And I've talked with Pam and she's shown me all kinds of Cornell entrepreneurship or business stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what the year brings, But I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you know what they say about like business majors? Like, I mean, it's business. You can like, that 1 year is like, that's light. You got that.
Right.
I can see like being like marketing stuff, you know what I mean? Got that.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, a big part of it, the business major, is getting to know the right people to succeed in business.
Right, the networking.
Yeah, it just gives you a huge opportunity to connect with really talented and business-aligned people. So I'd say that's the most useful part of majoring in business. But I'm not an expert. I was an economics major, so.
Isn't that like business?
You be like locked into like economics and stuff.
What, me?
Yeah, would you use my app?
Oh, I mean, I'd be interested in using your app. Yeah. I think that there's always stuff that people can learn, and there's just so much disagreement on, financial literacy that everyone's opinion can have value. And yeah, I mean, once it comes out, I'll definitely take a look and try it out.
Gotcha.
Are you working on anything, Adam? Like are you doing anything with economics major?
Yeah. So I generally try not to share that much about, my current workplace or whatever. But, I'm doing a few different things to, I guess, just see what kinds of career paths would be best for me. So, like, I'm doing some stuff relating to, economic theory, some stuff relating to teaching, um, relating to college admissions too. And yeah. And I might make something out of this subtracted sugar dessert business too, because like I myself, as I said, I'm looking for relatively healthy dessert options, and I just struggle to find stuff that I enjoy. So if it comes down to me having to make it for myself, then I might as well.
Wait, Adam, how old are you?
24.
Oh, so you're like not that old. All right.
Yeah. How old did you think I was? Like 30?
Well, like no, because like I swear, like I saw like Cornell like graduation from like way back, and I did the math, and I thought you were like 31. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I'm a class of 2021 guy.
So, let me. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Richard, are you class of 2030?
That's crazy.
I actually am.
Damn.
I would be like class of 2024, like high school. I mean 2026 high school. You know what I mean? So like.
Oh, so then yeah, you're 2030. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go to the 2030. That doesn't sound normal. Like 2030. That sounds like the name of like a song or something. Like
Yeah.
Great one. Make that your leveling finance.
It's a very big number. I don't know. Maybe I just like won't go to college, you know? I'll be in like YC, hanging out with like Capri at like Launch House or whatever.
Bro. I mean, if you make it, yeah, that could be really good. But it just feels like, we're getting into the years that the classic science fiction movies took place in, and
Facts.
and it doesn't feel science fiction yet. So like expectations can be disappointing.
2025 in less than 6 months is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's like a Jonas Brothers song, right? It's like 3005 or something.
Mm.
Something like that.
We're gonna make a 2030 song.
All right, guys.
Rishit is gonna be the same.
You guys are the old ones, okay? I'm not the young one here.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have guessed that you were like only 16. Honestly, like, I wouldn't have guessed that you were just a
What would you
junior.
guess?
I would have guessed that you were, easily a college student or a recent graduate.
Oh, wow.
A recent graduate? Oh my God, okay.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen a lot of the recent graduates nowadays? They don't look like that.
No, these days what's happening is like people, like actually students, I should say, younger than me, do not act or look younger than me. So I'm like, there's this disconnect. I'm like, every time I look at someone, I'm like, okay, they're probably older than me. But then you ask them their age, they're like, I'm 18. I'm like, okay, bro, you're not older than me by any chance.
Dang. I haven't really noticed that, but I'll pay more attention. But yeah, some people mistake me for like a 17-year-old or 18-year-old when I'm, completely clean shaven. So it's kind of crazy, kind of wild, and yeah, I don't know. Age is just a number, as they say. Not to be like weird or anything.
Wait, can we all guess Jeff's age? Like I know it because I asked him before, but like I want to see if you guys can guess it right.
Yeah, I remember his age.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys all asked too. Damn,
he said it like multiple times. We didn't have to ask him.
Yeah. He's said it at the introduction for pretty much every speaker, I think.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't really paying attention.
Jeff, you look great for your age.
I wish we had this recording. Adam was telling me how I must know what it's like to have pretty privilege.
Wow. Adam was raising you up.
Not a day over 25.
I was like, Adam, that's like the craziest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I think I might have to dip, but I'm gonna leave my Instagram and let's stay in touch, you guys. Like, it's been really, really great meeting everyone.
You guys just study CS. Oh wait, no, you guys just took NBA 3000. That's a really good class. This is just to the Cornell kids
What's the course description like?
It's called NBA 3000. It's like a pretty good entrepreneurship class.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
See you.
What concert are you at in the picture? Oh.
Ask her in DMs.
Good idea.
Yeah. That does look like a wild concert, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
very big.
Yeah, but how are you guys feeling? What's on your minds?
Look, you want to know what MJ's t-shirt is? Like I saw like George Washington and like.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's pretty dope. Look at it. But I got it from. I just ran a 10K on Sunday.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh,
No.
so that's from the 10K?
What?
That's from the 10K?
Yeah, that's from the 10K. They give you shirts.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
nice.
You could take as many as you want.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, so why don't you just like grab them all and then just like.
No, yeah. I don't know. They might chase you down, and they're runners. So.
Oh yeah, but like you did a 10K. That's really chill.
Sort of, but I just finished it, so I would be tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling pretty good, honestly, that the program is ending up. I really enjoyed it, but it's nice to be able to kind of settle down and reflect on what I learned here while moving on to other stuff. It's a pretty good transitional, liminal kind of feeling.
Oh yeah, I'll reach out to everyone just to get like your final thoughts and get more feedback about the program.
By the way, guys, we should all like try to get people to join Jeff's program. So we get a $300 commission. That's kind of gas. Like you don't have to tell them you're getting a commission. Just be like, yo, it's a fire program that I'm in.
Yeah, that's a pretty generous commission.
It is. honestly. But I mean, like it helps like get like first users, right? Because I mean, this is the first time he's asking for money, right?
Yeah, for example, for the cohort, we do like continuation programs, like that we charge for that. But we only focus on high school kids because like college kids, I don't know. I think the incentive.
College kids are like bums, you know what I mean? Like high school kids are like better.
I think it's because college admissions, like that's just like the thing.
That's mad stressful. How are you guys like feeling for like college admissions? Was it super like hectic, or were you just like, nah, I'm gonna get in anyway?
What? I can't imagine anyone having the latter attitude.
Nah, like I know Adam was just like, nah, I'm just gonna send it, you know, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, I was, frankly, kind of irresponsible with my college admissions in a lot of ways, but it was also stressful because, like, I applied to a lot of places, and it takes time to come up with those applications, and of course, there's all the talk about like getting involved in official extracurricular kind of stuff, and well, that's time consuming too, and sometimes it feels really phony, so. Yeah, but I can't say I really enjoyed it, but like I think that it's a pretty interesting process, and I don't think I would have changed much about what I did.
What's like stopping me from just like walking into like the college admissions office and just like putting my file like on like the past pile, you know what I mean? Like,
well, maybe university security.
I was like walking when it's like 3 a.m. Like they're not like gonna be checking all that.
Yeah, but you also use computer systems, like you haven't looked at the Common App system, right?
Nah, I haven't done
Nah.
anything college related, to be honest. I've just been trying to stat pad. Like my grades are pretty fire. Um, this is low key like a W stat pad, having a business, helping students around the world, you know what I mean?
And you placed in the Shark Tank.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
in credentials.
Yeah. No, like if Jeff like ends up like being like a YC partner or something like that, I can be like, oh yeah, I placed
I
that.
know you, bro. I know this guy.
All right. Bro's gonna have to charge me for like a recommendation letter.
But for college apps, as someone who went through it like last summer, it was hectic. But my advice is like everyone was saying this, like don't do too many, focus on like quality. I did not listen every time, but I'm telling you, listen. Like as tempting as it might be, like to like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot my shot or whatever. First of all, it was like so stressful. And second, I feel like I could have done better if I like had done like 10, but I did like 20.
You look young in Cornell though, so like it didn't go that bad, right?
I'm not in Cornell. I'm at Purdue, bro.
Oh, my bad. I mean Purdue, like you got chicken nuggets. Like I mean that's still pretty fire.
What?
Purdue chicken nuggets? You ain't heard about that?
Never heard of that. No.
There's no way. You're living under like a boulder, bro. Not even a rock. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wait, Adam, you know about Purdue
Nuggets?
chicken nuggets, right? You're a food guy.
No. I'm not familiar with Purdue chicken nuggets.
Are you guys being serious?
Yeah.
Dude, maybe you're mistaken.
Come on,
Yeah.
Jeff,
What is it
Jeff,
called?
You gotta help me out here. Purdue chicken
It's
nuggets?
like
Purdue?
one of those TikTok misinformation campaigns that you're.
All right, I'm actually annoyed now. Like, guys, come on. Like, is this like a joke? You guys are like,
Oh, I
you never
see.
seen Purdue chicken nuggets before? Oh my god! Every time I go to Costco, I get like a sample, bro.
Okay, Purdue's not that spelling, but
I mean, but like,
yeah,
how
I
it
get it.
It's
Yeah,
like when you go to like Kentucky University and everyone calls it KFC.
What?
It's just like a thing, you know what I mean?
All these things.
Where are you getting these information from, Rashid?
No, you guys just like aren't informed like me. I'm sorry. Like I think you guys are too old, you know?
Where are you getting your information from?
It's okay. It's okay. Y'all are senile.
Get
Y'all
out of
don't
the
need to
loop.
know. Y'all don't need
Oh
to
no.
know.
Probably invalid website.
Hey, anyways, great job, guys. Low-key getting really hungry, so I might want to eat,
As
I ate
always.
lunch. As always, you guys know. Did you guys eat lunch, by the way?
No.
Exactly. You're with me on the hungriness. I think.
Yeah.
I had like a fire bowl of cereal, by the way. Shout out Chocos. Wait, Chwana, do you know what Chocos are? It's
What?
like it's like a South Asian like cereal that are like Cocoa Puffs, but they're like shaped like boats. Like it's low-key fire. Like so they'd be like breaking and like crunch. It's like
Choco?
yeah, Choco's like Choco with an S at the end.
Chocos.
Hold on, Loki. Let me bring the cereal
Oh,
back.
I don't eat cereal, bro. Cereal is not my thing at all. Cereal is like garbage, bro. Nah, I'd rather not eat than eat cereal. I'm sorry.
All right, how you guys not like cereal? Like that's like kind of appalling.
It's
Cereal
bad.
is high in sugar.
And he's
And
for sure.
what are you like a
Just eat
non-breakfast
orange.
eater? Are you like an intermittent faster or something like that?
Cereal tastes bad. I don't know. Like
Oh,
that's
it
it.
would taste bad. I think your
Tastes bad.
taste buds are bad. Yeah.
What is your favorite food? Cereal now?
Well, like it could be if there were
What?
tacos, but I mean like, but like you know what I mean? Like it's just like it's like my favorite breakfast food. Actually, it might be bagels. Actually, bagels are kind of tough.
All right, it's getting better. Good.
What do you mean it's getting better?
Bagel
Bagels
was
are like literally like apex of the triangle of food
What do
predators.
you put on your bagel?
So like low key, this is the method. You guys have to be quiet though. You guys know Wegmans?
Yeah.
All right, basically, you go to Wegmans, right? There's like the honey pecan cream cheese spread. Absolute flames. You gotta pop that on your bagel. If you get an everything bagel, like honestly, just drop it. Like honestly, like done. But anyways, you get like a nice plain bagel, preferably like the soft kind, but that has like the crunch after you toast it for a while. You get the honey nut spread.
Wait, guys, there's this like bagel called Pop-Up Bagel. It's like the best bagel place apparently, like in New York.
I've heard of that.
You're not even in New York.
Yeah, I know, but I've heard of it.
What's called?
It's called Pop-Up Bagels.
I've never heard of that damn place.
They make it fresh and it's like super tiny. So you feel like a giant eating them.
That's cool.
Oh, I went to like a fire like bagel place in like Manhattan, and like it was insane.
You've
And,
been?
like,
You've
yeah.
been to the city? Nice.
No, my brother lives there, so like
Oh.
Have you been?
I live in the city.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure, bro?
Sure, like I believe you,
All
man.
right, name the 5 boroughs. Come on, let's see.
All right, so we got Borough 1, Borough 2, Borough
Right.
3, Borough 4, and then Manhattan.
Exactly.
Hold on, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. Hold on. Let me think. What's the other 5 boroughs? Hold on,
The other 2.
Wait, so there's Manhattan, the Bronx, there's Brooklyn, there's Queens,
And there's one more.
and Staten Island.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. You got it.
What's the the bagel place that you went to in the city called?
I like low-key don't know the name of it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the bagel place burned down after I left, Tragic accident,
Aw.
Yeah. Is this W gatekeep? Gotta make sure that like the prices stay the same. Can't make it popular.
What's good around Boston, your shit?
Dunkin' Donuts, absolute flames, bro. If you guys have been to a
Are
Dunkin'
you
Donuts,
kidding me, bro?
because the Dunkin' Donuts in Boston is different than the Dunkin' Donuts in like New York. That's like comparing the rat sizes. You know what I mean? Like we don't have rats in Boston. You guys have rats in New York. That's the difference. We have actual Dunkin' Donuts.
Everyone has about New York rats. Every time we tell them New York, oh, you guys have rats. That's the only information that was out there about New York City.
Bro, when I was walking down like the subway, right? Bro,
Yeah,
literal rats. This guy's literally like the rat, like he's literally like spin like what's that guy's name? Shredder?
Wait,
No, like hold on. You guys know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the rat guy, right? Splinter, yeah, bro. There was literally Master Splinter, bro. He was controlling all of the rats in the area, and he was holding the doors with 2 hands like this, and like he was just like, he was kind of like just guiding us. You know what I mean? He was like,
wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I also know in Boston or Massachusetts in general, you guys have the train names are by color.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
Train, green train, blue train.
Yep. Hop on the red line, hop on the green line. You know what I mean? It's pretty chill. Would you rather get on like what are NY trains like?
Oh, we go by letters and numbers.
Yeah, would you rather get on the A train? Like I'm not getting on like A
I've
train.
been on the A train, A or C, I think. can't remember, but
How
I go
was
on
the
this
voice?
great
You know
run.
what A-Train?
I was really gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was really thinking that too.
But I am not getting on A-Train, bro. He's about to kill me. But I'm about to get on the green line. Like green line's like green, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like that.
And the red line?
Nah, we don't like the red line. Ops are on the red line.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, but New York City is way better though.
Oh yeah.
New York City is.
Bro, like if you walk around New York, bro, everywhere there's gangs, ganja, guns, garage. You know what I mean? Like everything.
And Boston?
We got W Food, better Dunkin' Donuts. It smells better. Like I don't like if I walk around New York, I just smell marijuana in the air. Like it's like the default scent. You know what I mean? Like it's like everyone like sprayed like marijuana cologne everywhere. You know what I mean?
That's probably just Midtown or like Washington Square.
No, like it just is. Like you go to Central Park, bro, there's just bums everywhere. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Well, I will tell you though, last time I was in Boston, there was this huge marijuana festival in one of the middle parks.
Okay, but like that's like New York, like on a regular day though.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
comparable.
Sure. But I gotta say though, the Boston public transportation is a lot better. Like, even just in New York City, you ride the subway, it's so squeaky that you gotta wear earplugs.
Mhm.
But in Boston, you don't have any of that. So I gotta give you guys credit for that.
But I have to say, New York City is the top no matter what.
Gee, like, have you ever been to Boston? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Boston has
Stop the app.
Haven't explored.
I haven't been, but like New York's better. Like.
Well, there are more reasons for you to come to New York than we have.
Right, Adam hit a major point. Exactly. Who knows? Like, who cares about Boston? Like, I'm sorry.
Who are you? Who are you? You're not even well traveled. You have you even been to the West Coast?
No.
Exactly. You can't even. You don't even have the comparison points.
Have you been?
Yeah,
I actually have been. I've been to Cali, SF. Yeah.
That's all.
SF's actually like so much worse than New York. It's actually disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
Shauna's like so happy to hear that.
No, it's actually gross. Like genuinely.
Didn't think anything can be worse than New York City because like it's like very
No,
popular.
it gets worse. It gets worse. Like imagine hobos, but like times hobos. Like it's hobo squared there. You know what I mean? Like it's
Hobo squared.
Oh yeah, SF is like crazy. It's like communities of hobos.
No, yeah, they're like a congregation there. It's like a whole like thing.
They have their whole own market.
Wait,
Yeah.
Stanford? Is the area called Stanford?
What?
Stanford?
Stanford's a university.
Yeah, Stanford University, right? The area
Yeah,
I believe
that
is
area
also
is
called.
mad nice.
Well, like that's because it's Stanford.
Yeah.
Palo Alto is so nice. It's so different. It'd be like West.
Loki, like Jeff, like can you
There you
put
go.
me onto the Stanford people? Like you think you can like put a word in for me so I can like hop in there? Do you know Stanford heads alumni?
Yeah, I know Stanford. Yeah, of course.
Bro, why are you so well connected? Like I don't understand.
No, I can't get you into Stanford, but I know Stanford people. Yeah,
You can get me into Stanford?
I cannot get you.
Like you can though, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to get me into Stanford, right? Like think you promise?
Wait.
Bro, my piggy's disappointed in you. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go eat some food.
You don't need my help to get into Stanford.
Chocos?
That's fast. I got me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it was great meeting everyone.
No, yeah. We'll keep in touch, I guess.
Oh, Rashid, give me your Venmo or Zelle or whatever.
I like low-key gotta ask my mom. My mommy has a Venmo. I don't have one.
Yeah, just give me something so I can give
No,
you.
I'll text you. I got your number.
All right, cool guys. See you guys.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.